During the space race of the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, the United States and the Soviet Union tried to get a man to the moon first. During this, each country had to develop new technologies in order to get their country to the moon and back first. These technologies were later adapted for use in normal life and are integral parts of some of the technology we use every day here.
Smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors were originally used to detect toxic fumes and fire on Skylab space station in the early 1970s. Cordless power tools were originally invented in 1961, but later improved to make the dustbuster, which was used in 1979 to collect rock samples from the moon.
The microchip helped to improve the laptop that was used to carry out navigation and other functions. 3D graphics and virtual reality helped to train astronauts in flight simulators.
Non-reflective displays were originally on the space shuttle to stop glare.
Satellite communications were developed in the 1960s to communicate with astronauts in space because high-altitude balloons weren't enough. Satellite dishes and TV were derived from this new technology. NASA helped develop the Global Positioning System, or GPS, in the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in order to accurately determine where vehicles are in space. The joystick, now common in flight simulators and video games, was originally used to steer the Apollo lunar rover.
Scratch-proof sunglasses were used originally on astronaut space helmet visors.
Insoles and athletic shoes were originally used to increase stability, shock absorption, and motion control in moon boots and other footwear.
Temperature control suits was developed for spacewalks, which is also used by race car drivers and nuclear reactor techs. The fabric used in swimsuits helped astronauts have better mobility in space. Earth thermometers used infrared technology that was originally used for measuring temperature of stars, but now it is used for temperature of the human body. Transparent ceramics was developed for protecting infrared antennas. They are now used for invisible braces and metal braces. Telemedicine such as pacemakers and blood pressure monitors was used to monitor health remotely. It was used for astronauts in space to ensure health.
CAT scans and MRI technology were originally developed to photograph the moon in order to choose a landing site for the Apollo missions, and now they're used in hospitals worldwide.
Baby food and freeze-dried food was used to minimize mass and volume of food in space. Protective paint was to protect the Apollo missions from any outside force. Insulation is reflective material that is used to protect from space radiation on the outside of crafts, but now it is used in houses.
Memory foam was used in aircraft seats to soften lunar landing, as well as used to stuff mattresses and helmets. Water for purification was used to sustain astronauts in space by turning wastewater from respiration, sweat, and urine into water. Space blankets invented in 1984 are reflective and light to keep heat in.
These are just the most important of the over 1,800 technologies that came from NASA in the space race in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s.